Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin and today's video is all of my favorite small palettes in my collection. I have all of these palettes that are like mini ones. I feel like they're coming more into popularity right now. So all the palettes in this video are going to be 6-pan or less eyeshadow palettes that I really love as small curated color stories. I do want to make sure I give credit to Lauren May Beauty. I saw her do this video and thought, wow, that's a great idea. I really want to go look at some of the small palettes that I have. So that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today. Before we get too far into the video, if you have not already, please consider clicking that subscribe button. It's totally free to subscribe. I upload 2 videos a week and I would love to have you back on the channel again in the future. Don't forget, if you're already subscribed, you can click the bell for notifications and click that like button. It really does help get my videos out in the algorithm. All right, let's get into it. I've got everything from drugstore, indie brands, a little more like mid-tier level brands. So let's get into it. I think I'm gonna start with the drugstore first. So if you haven't seen them yet, these little e.l.f. bite-sized beauty palettes are, I think, $3. They're wonderful. I have mine in Hot Jalapeno. I really like this one. Now, some of these small palettes you'll see are like more monochromatic. I feel like this one is, where it's like kind of a one-trick pony, so to speak, but that doesn't mean it's bad. Like, you might not only want this one for an entire 12-day trip, but if you're just doing like a quick overnight, this sort of thing is perfect. If you want something like this that's affordable, but you want something else that's also affordable that's gonna like spice it up and make it a little more pizzazz and not so bland and drugstore looking, I would highly recommend you look into Flower Beauty, the Jungle Lights palette. So this is an entirely shimmer palette, but the texture and the finish on these is lovely and it elevates, I feel like, any like kind of mediocre or blah shimmers that you might have in palettes, or palettes that you're like, the mattes are good but the shimmers are just like eh. This can help take it to the next level, and it is pretty darn affordable. They've got purple, green, more of like a coppery, peach, gold, champagne. So this one is really nice. The next ones are kind of, I guess, indie brands, but at a drugstore price, if that makes sense. So this one, I'll be honest, I don't know if they make it anymore. This is from BH Cosmetics. I think I got it in an Ipsy. It is their Foil Eyes to Go 6-color eyeshadow palette. And you can see it's been well loved. It's already got 2 shades that I've hit pan in, but I use this a lot on like a daily basis as just like a one shimmer all over the lid and go type of moment. So BH, I would say, is definitely a good one to look at. I don't know if they have any other like super tiny ones like this, but I do really like this one in my collection. The other one that I think is independently owned but is more drugstore pricing is Juvias Place. This particular palette is the Nubian Royal palette, and it has 6 pans, more of a monochromatic but purple, and I love purple and green eyeshadow if you don't already know. The only thing about this one I will say, and I did not know when I purchased it, is that this one is a pressed glitter. So really there's only like 5 of these that I'll use on my eyes because pressed glitters aren't generally considered eye safe. But stuff like this, sometimes for fun, I'll do like a glitter cheek moment. So I'll try to get used out of the glitter shades somehow, but I have used the other shades and really like them. If I have videos on my channel where I have used these, done looks with them, I will make sure I link them in the card so you can see them kind of like more in action. Like this one I know that I've done a video on my channel. If not, you can always request. I love getting requests for videos. If you're like, ooh, you don't have anything on your channel for that one, but I'd like to see more of it, just let me know. I am happy to film it. Okay, so that was 4. I've got 10 total here. Let's go ahead and do like the one kind of like, I guess, mid-tier level brand I have, and then we can get into indie brands a little bit more. So this one is from Dose of Colors, and it is their Cutting Edge eyeshadow palette. I love the like matte touch, sleek packaging. It just feels so elegant, and I love the fact that they actually give you a real brush in here. Like, it's got a tapered end and it's got a more like fluffy end, so a crease end, and then more of like a liner, or like if you wanted to like wing something out, you could. This is nice instead of the stupid sponge that a lot of brands insist on giving you that is terrible. So here's the color story. Very in for fall. I have used this, man, I think only one time since I got it, but it is very nice quality, and the shimmers are super reflective and nice. So this one's been out a while. You might be able to snag it on sale, but Dose of Colors is really nice, you guys. And I do feel like sometimes, even if it's only 5 or 6 pans like this one, it's not monochromatic. You can go a few different ways. Like this one, you can go more brown, you can go more orange, you can go more green, and still have some variety even in a tiny mini palette. It's just really nicely curated. Next up, from Ofra Cosmetics. They have a bunch of these tiny sizes too. This particular one they do not carry anymore, so I apologize about that, but this is the collab they did with Leora, and this is just called Signature Palette, but I pulled it out just because also very fall vibes. It's got like the brown, the green, the yellow, that kind of vibe, and it's even more of a win to me because it's like eyeshadow and you can use this as eyeshadow, but this one's technically a highlighter. So if you can find something that's mini and has shade like this one, I've used it as blush before, to me that's an even bigger win to be like, okay, I can do an eye look and like maybe this one will work as a blush and this is a highlighter, or if you have something that'll work as like a bronzing or contour shade. To me that's even a bigger win because you have a miniature thing that can function as a lot of different steps in your makeup routine as well. From Copacetic Cosmetics, we have the Frozen Treat Quad, and Copacetic is interesting because they do a lot of these more like pressed flaky formulas, which are really, really cool. I've used them as highlighter and inner corner, like all kinds of different functions, just regular eyeshadow, and they're super nice. And then they also have 3 other more like satiny shades in here. But this is an example of like a quad that you could again do like a one and done satin, or you could tap it with a flaky, or do a one and done and you could do this in the inner corner, or you could do like a two-toned look with these. Just a lot of options considering it's just a quad. So shout out to Copacetic Cosmetics. They put together a lot of really cool color stories that are quads. And the packaging is super nice too. Like it's very, I don't know if you can hear it, magnetic. Love that. And I love that this is see-through so that you can see what it looks like and you don't have to open it to remember the color story. From Saints, Angels, Sinners, the Not Like Other Girls palette. This one is a really cool color story, you guys. I like that they've got like a duochrome in here. Dancing Bear flips from like a purple to a pink. I don't know if you can see the flip on camera. Usually under studio lights, it's a little hard to show you. And this Skull and Roses shade is so cool. It looks white, but it's actually got a pretty vibrant iridescent green shift to it. And I like that you can keep it more light, or there is a black that you can like make it more like vampy smoky green or smoky purple. And hello, I just told you guys green and purple are my favorite colors of eyeshadow, so of course I had to include this little 6 pan. And again, it's not monochromatic, it's still interesting. They've got multiple different textures of formulas in this one, so I do really, really like this. And yeah, guys, check out the brand if you haven't yet. It's pretty cool. Next up, from Midas Cosmetics, this is their Artistry Palette Volume 2. Now, Midas Cosmetics was closing their doors, but I guess now they're just gonna rebrand, and it's still gonna be Midas, but it's gonna be spelled, I think it's M-Y-D-A-S instead of the spelling and packaging I have here. So keep a lookout for them, because I guess they're gonna be coming back. They've got really, really nice quality. I don't know if they'll use the same formula. I haven't heard a lot about it, but this is so nice. This is one of the first palettes I purchased from them. Kind of a nice grungy, again, fall situation. And again, something that you could do more like green or slash, it's all like an old gold. You could go more brown, you could go more green. So I really I don't mind a monochromatic moment like the purple Juvias Place one I showed you, but usually if I go for a small 6 pan or less palette, I do want something that's gonna give me variety while still being small and curated. And last but not least, I saved one of my absolute favorites for last. This is from Sugar Drizzle, and it is the Pickle palette. I honestly, I had to get this originally just because it was hilarious. I saw Teresa is Dead talk about it, and I think this is the first time I ever heard of the brand Sugar Drizzle. I now have many of their palettes and some on the channel, and it's just really, really a great quality brand. And they have such cute theming and such funny slash punny names of their shades and their palettes. And here it is. It looks mostly green, but it can be deceiving. Like I know this dill pickles kind of, maybe on camera you can see it. It's pink slash also gold. Like it just looks gold when you look at it in pan. But when I actually put it on the first time, I was like, this looks pink now, and like pink and green. And this pickle juice is a little bit more of like a darker plum magenta-ish color. It's got a little bit of a blue base too. So again, even though there's green shades in here, there are multiple different finishes, textures. They've got mattes, there's more of like the smooth metallic, and then there's some that are that more, chunky's not the right word, but it's almost like soft, like putty, squishy feeling when you put your finger into it. So I really like that too if there's a difference in the textures, because I think that gives you more variety in a small curated palette. This one is still available to my knowledge on their site. Love this little 6-pan. I hope you guys enjoyed this, seeing just like the small little curated palettes. Do you guys like more of the smaller palettes, or are you into like the big, mega, huge palettes? Because I definitely could do this video again if you guys are interested in my favorite like bigger, mega palettes of like 30, 40 shades, because I do definitely have those in my collection as well. Let me know down in the comments. Thanks so much if you made it all the way to the end, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Bye!